the knock at my door, 3 slow, deliberate taps at exactly midnight. I live alone, in the middle of nowhere. I moved into the cabin in November, just before the first snowfall. My job as a freelance writer let me work from anywhere, and after a messy breakup, the idea of solitude in a quiet forest seemed like a dream. The place was old but sturdy, a small, single-story cabin nestled deep in the woods of northern Maine. Just as I was about to drift off to sleep, I was startled by 3 sharp knocks on the front door. The nearest neighbor was a 15-minute drive down a winding, unpaved road. I figured the isolation would help me focus. I didn't realize how dangerous isolation could be. My phone had no service out here, and I hadn't told anyone I'd moved yet. My stomach twisted as I quietly slipped out from under the covers and padded barefoot to the front of the cabin. First few nights were uneventful, crackling firewood, frost creeping across the windows, and the occasional howl of wind through the trees. Peaceful, even comforting. Then, on the 5th night, I heard it. I locked the door again, checked the windows, and went back to bed. It was 12 a.m. On the dot, just darkness and the edge of the porch bathed in moonlight. I flicked on the porch light. Still nothing. I froze in bed. Who would be knocking this late? Through the peephole, nothing. I waited a minute, then 2. It was a branch in the wind or some animal. The next night, it happened again. But I knew that wasn't true. The snow hadn't started again until hours after the knocking. No wind, no creaking trees. Midnight came. The clock ticked softly, then stopped. Not literally, but everything felt still. I tiptoed to the door and looked through the peephole. Just silence, followed by those slow, deliberate knocks. 3 knocks, same time, 12 a.m. I couldn't make out any features, no face, no clothes, just a long, dark outline, human. The print stopped right at my door, and then vanished. Slower now, heavier, like whoever or whatever it was wanted me to feel it. This time, I sat up and listened. I didn't go to the door this time. I just lay there, eyes wide, every sense on edge. For 10 minutes, I crept to the window and peeked through the blinds. Still no one. I started to think I was imagining it until I saw the footprints. Curiosity, maybe doubt or pride. I didn't want to be chased out of my own home by a ghost or some prankster. The next morning, I stepped outside to find 3 distinct footprints in the fresh snow on my porch, bare feet. No prints leading up to the porch. No prints leading away. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe they'd been covered by falling snow. That night, I stayed up. Then I heard it knocking again, but now from the back door. I brewed coffee, kept every light on, sat in the living room with a fire poker clutched in one hand. And then, right on time, knock, knock, knock. A few months later, the cabin burned down. Electrical fire, they said. But I hadn't left anything plugged in. I jumped, heart slamming in my chest. This time, there was something. Then behind my bed. Then in the ceiling, a shadow. A tall figure standing just beyond the reach of the porch light. I couldn't make out words, but there was a rhythm to it. Like a chant. Like it was calling to me. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. Instead, I locked myself in the bedroom, pushed the dresser in front of the door, and stayed up all night, listening. The knocking came again, then silence. I stayed there for nearly an hour, watching the shadow until it melted back into the trees. In the morning, no prints. I thought about leaving, but something compelled me to stay. But the next night changed that. It started the same silence, then the knock. But this time, when I looked through the peephole, there was no one there. I backed away from the door. I turned. My breath caught in my throat. Knock, knock, knock. Don't have a back porch. That door opens to the woods. I didn't dare go near it. More knocks came. From every wall. First near the kitchen. It was as if the walls themselves were alive. Tapping and thudding and whispering something just beneath the surface. When the sun finally rose, the house fell silent. I grabbed what I could and left. I never went back. Sometimes, in the middle of the night, I wake up and swear I hear it. A knock at my door. 3 slow, heavy taps, and I never answer.